rules. If you can't respect the ground rules, we can ask you to leave, please. So I have some questions here that have been submitted by the audience. I'm going to go on with them. Do you have specific ideas as to reducing the cost of Medicare in order to continue its solvency?
Well, this is something I know that the committee will look at, because as you can see on this part of the pie chart,
Jobs on your chart.
Medicare is $519 billion out of $3.5 trillion.
Where's the
The
job?
seniors paid for that Medicare out of your checks. They paid.
Excuse me.
Yes, excuse me. Why, I want to know, how is the balance going to, how is the deficit going to be balanced off the backs of the low income?
Let me just say.
Programs like welfare, food stamps. If you're going to start cutting, cut from the top. Cut from the people who can afford to be cut.
Can I make a suggestion?
Let me just say, one of the things that I'm doing this week, let me just talk about something that I'm doing about jobs this week. Okay? So we'll just put this question, just take, what is Fred Upton doing about jobs this week?
Okay.
All right? There's a new company down in Indiana.
We in Michigan.
Called, can I finish a sentence?
No.
It's called Carbon Motors. They are interested in producing squad cars for police. They use diesel fuel vehicles. So you can have better fuel efficiency for squad cars. They intend to make about 60,000 of these a year. And sadly, they're not going to be assembling them here in Michigan. They're going to be in Indiana. I agree with you. I wish they were here. Shh, if you'd let me finish. So I wish that they were here, but that wasn't my decision. They decided to go to Indiana for a variety of reasons. But that doesn't stop us from trying to get the jobs here. So I met with a senior executive from Carbon Motors a couple weeks ago. He's from Michigan. He was disappointed also that they're not assembling the cars here in Michigan. So we're trying to do the next best thing, and that is to build the parts here in Michigan.
All right.
So I'm sitting down. We got a forum that's set up with a number of our law enforcement folks, as well as community leaders and auto parts suppliers throughout our corner of the state, where they can actually see what's going to happen and see some of the bids that they may be able to offer. I know that they've been talking to American Axle, which is one of the largest employers down in St. Joe County, a great automobile supplier. We're going to be talking to a whole number of those companies here this week, so that when these cars actually roll off the line, even though they may be assembled down in Indianapolis, they may be having a lot of Michigan content parts. And as you know, across the country, basically about 1 in 7, 1 in 8 jobs is auto-related. Michigan runs on the autos, like it or not. But here's an area where I think I can try to make a difference. I'm working with Southwest Michigan and First and others to set up this forum so that we can actually get a good number of our suppliers, tool and die folks, auto parts. I mean, the Volt, which is being made here in Michigan. I've sat down with a number of companies that are going to be making parts from Mon and Hummel out here by the airport. They literally make 1 million parts, more than 1 million parts a year.
Who's buying these cars if they
Volt.
don't have any money? Who's buying the cars so as to make the parts?
We want to create jobs, and we want to use the resources that we can to get people back to work. Here's an area where I think I can make a difference, and I'm looking forward to the seminar that we have a little bit later this week as it relates to jobs. Now, let me go back to Medicare. Medicare, as you know, is a pretty big chunk of the $3.5 trillion in expenses. Again, I want to make sure that folks that are on Medicare today, that their benefits are not reduced. Their access is not reduced. All right? I don't know what proposals yet are going to be offered as it relates to the future. I can tell you what my position is, and I just did. But I don't know, I have one vote out of 12, and I know that it's something that Medicare is something that is going to be on, it is going to be discussed as we relate to the spending of the government. You can't avoid it. It's $500 billion out of $3.5 trillion.
What about defense?
Okay, once again, I remind you, this is our forum. This is our senior issues group. What about respecting your elders and letting us ask our questions? And some of them are your questions too. So here's the question. It's about Social Security, future generations. A lot of people here, I'm sure, a lot of people around feel that we should remove the cap that prohibits taxation